What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, it is bizarre. People make up stuff to discredit His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh, but it has now been proven that YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, and His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh are running the sport of boxing and took over the sport of boxing, and now are the cash cows in the sport of boxing. They are putting up and shaming Floyd Mayweather money, and they doing this to A sides and B sides. What I mean is, they are guaranteeing this money where Floyd Mayweather needed to. Floyd is a legend, icon, broke records, made more money than anybody in the history of the sport of boxing. But Floyd Mayweather needed to rely on the fans. He signed what was seen to be a massive deal with Showtime when he signed a 6-fight, $200 million deal. That was massive when Floyd signed that deal. Unheard of. 6 fights, $200 million, unheard of. Only to turn around today's time and that get absolutely trumped easily. Turki al-Sheikh paid, His Excellency paid $200 million for one fight. He paid Terrence Crawford $50 million and Canelo $150 million for one fight. And the fight did $45 million gate. 65,000 people in attendance. So the money that he put out for Terrence Crawford, he got it back. And then it was on pay-per-view. I don't even know what the pay-per-view numbers was for this fight. But the gate itself was $45 million. Right? So he didn't take a massive loss like people saying for him, for his standards. He got a $45 million gate. The pay-per-view he got at least $100 million back on pay-per-views. So he got close to his money back, right? Now he had to pay other people, so on and so forth, right? Floyd Mayweather got fighters a big payday, right? The biggest payday he got a fighter was Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor, they made about $100 million, and I think Manny made $150 million, something like that, right? Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua getting a guaranteed purse of $80 million. Without the big, massive names and the big pay-per-view names. $80 million. Anthony Joshua's getting ready to make the biggest payday of his career, fighting a guy who has a total of 13 fights. Do y'all understand what Turki al-Sheikh and Jake Paul are doing in the sport of boxing? It's unheard of. It's absolutely unheard of. For what he's paying Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. He gave Alexander Usyk $100 and something million. They are absolutely trumping what Floyd Mayweather was. The numbers he was doing was whopping, was wowing. And he's just doing this for fights that's nowhere near as big as fights Floyd had. Floyd had to have groundbreaking fights to make this money. This is people fighting nowhere near as big as Floyd Mayweather. And yet people still don't get and understand the new wave of boxing. You might as well get on the board, right? People are trying to make up stuff, man. The Saudi Arabia group is running out of money. Jake Paul, man, Netflix and the Zone. The promoters are irrelevant. They have been rendered completely irrelevant. The promoters, the networks, they rendered completely irrelevant now. Netflix was going to pay Tank Davis $40 million. So for Anthony Joshua to take the fight on short notice, they doubled it up and going to give him $80 million. On the business of Jake Paul. Is there a smarter businessman in boxing than Jake Paul? Nope. So while people are talking about Jake Paul is bad for boxing, no, Jake Paul ain't bad for boxing. Jake Paul is a novice fighting at a high level on a big stage. That's what he is. Not at a high level, but on a big stage. That's all it is. He ain't no different than all your favorite fighters in their first 15 fights. Go down the list of all your favorite fighters' first 15 fights, or who they fought in their first 15 fights, with the exception of a few. Like Vasyl Lomachenko, who in his second and third professional fight, he fought Gary Russell and Orlando Salido. But that's because he stayed in the amateurs an extremely long time, and he was older, coming from the Eastern European style of boxing. Jake Paul is a novice, just coming from a different walk of life, and a businessman. Look what he's doing. Look how he elevated women's boxing, Jake Paul. Look how Turki Al-Sheikh is setting up massive cards from top to bottom. Man, the last time we seen this was Don King doing stuff like this. And Don King wasn't paying the money that His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is paying. It's over, man. Get on board, man. What's the point in pushing back? It's benefiting the sport of boxing. That's all it's doing. Jake Paul is taking women boxing to a whole different height. That should be respected. People put too much stock into who Jake Paul is fighting. He's only had 13 fights. Yeah, he talks like he's the baddest man on the planet. We know he's not. But he only had 13 fights. He's a novice in the sport of boxing. He takes it serious. Oh, he's fighting mismatches. Well, okay, your favorite fighter fighting a cab driver is not a mismatch? That's not a mismatch? Why? Because the cab driver is the same height and the same weight, but he can't fight. So it's a mismatch. I don't care how big he is. So Jake Paul fighting, man, he fighting Tank Davis, 135 pounds. Well, he's fighting a name. Now he's fighting 6'6", 245-pound Anthony Joshua. Well, the fights are fixed. Well, those first 15 fights of your favorite fighters are fixed. How about that? How about that? Period. But yeah, man, Turki Al-Sheikh and Jake Paul are taking over boxing, and they are absolutely trumping anything Floyd Mayweather has done as far as money-wise. Bananas, man. Bananas. But let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram. The stage that they are setting is enormous. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. I'm gone. Peace.